Welcome back, Dynamic Gang. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you already subscribed, welcome back. So I finished airbrushing the front of the hoodie, and I have to say I am pretty impressed. This is the first time that I actually drew the Fantastic Four with my airbrush, and I think it came out pretty good. Doctor Doom too, I'm sorry. And over here, I just want to show you something. Over here, I left this sort of like, because she's invisible, right? So I want to look like she's fading in between, fading in and out of her density. So she's fading in and out because she's invisible, right? So that's why I drew the line here. I drew the line here, and then I drew the line here. And then I just outlined her arm, as you can see, with just white. So it looks like, she's invisible. Well, part of her body is. You can see I did it over here. You can see that I did some over here. And then over here, I also did the same way. I know she's supposed to have a white belt, but, I wanted to, the white belts are dorky. I mean, having spandex is dorky anyway, but it's whatever. But I just think it looks better with, if she had like a white part right here. Over here, I did the same thing with the invisibility, as you can see. I only did like half of her leg, and then as you can see over here, it looks like she's fading in and out too. So, and like you said, remember when I said I was going to have her riding? Well, not riding, but Mr. Fantastic holding her. Well, instead of that, I just had her like stepping on, almost like she's launching off of his arm. So I had that coming up. And then with the facial features, what I did was after I airbrushed everything, I outlined it again with the 0.5 tip, fine tip, what is it? Sharpie. Again, when I was doing the airbrushing with the black and the airbrushing, I can't think today. Sharpie. Again, I didn't see any difference with the fading. I washed it. I compared it, and I don't see any difference. So, you could use whatever you want. And over here, what I did was, remember when I told you that I was going to have him outlined as like an invisible force field? So I did was I went over it first with the blue. So, you know how like the light reflects off, of the water, and the water's really clear, but it's really like, I think it's the atmosphere that it reflects off of. So it looks blue, but it's not. So water's really clear. So that's what I kind of had in my mind. That's why I outlined it first with the blue, and then I went back and I did it with the white. So you can see like the invisibility force field. And he has the invisible force field because, come on. It's 1 against 4. And if you think about it, he has that in the comics. So it's not so far-fetched. So over here, I used my pencil sharpener. All right. That was the small one. Then over here, I used the bottom of a bottle for like the medium one. And then over here, I used, it's almost like a sauce plate. And, so what I did was I outlined it so it's perfectly circled. Then I went back again and I just hit it up with the white. So I made it nice and even. So she's like shooting out her invisibility. Well, not her invisibility, but her invisible ball projectiles. Oh my God. So, so I thought it came out pretty good. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Fantastic Four. I went ahead and I finished the rest of the sleeve. And like I said, I was going to have the fireballs coming over so it looks like it's going to hit them. And then over here, as you can see, on the other sleeve, that's going to be Mr. Fantastic stretching. So, and you know what? It's crazy. I'm going to get really close so you can see. I made his eyes brown some comic books, I see his eyes blue, I see his eyes green, and then I see his eyes brown. And I remember the old school issue that I had, and I checked it, and it was brown. So Doctor Doom's eyes, it's funny because it's either green, blue, or brown. Go figure. I don't think they could. I didn't think they made up their minds. So, all right, we're gonna step back, and then let's do this first, so you guys can see like the full. So, all right, so then we're gonna go over here. I'll show you the paints. Yeah, I know I gotta clean up, man. This is all messy now. All right, so did a combination of things. So I'm gonna go over them real quick. So the red was essential for the fireballs and for the lip of Mrs. Fantastic, and I think that's it for the red. I didn't really use the red that much this time. Well, the yellow was for Mrs. Fantastic's hair, or the Invisible Woman's hair, and the fireballs, and the belt buckle, and the I want to say metal pins that connect Doctor Doom's cape. So, and then I went ahead and I used golden yellow, the wicked golden yellow. Okay, so this is what I used for to do the shading on Mrs. Fantastic's hair, and the belt buckle, and the cape buckle, the cape pins for Doctor Doom. And then I did it for the fireballs. Okay, this was the light blue that I used for, of course, the outfits for Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman. And then, of course, I used this for the shading because I had to make, I did the outlines, and then I did the white, and then I did Mrs. Invisible Woman fading in and out. So I used that. Of course, I used a reducer. Don't go anywhere without this. Of course, you need the reducer. Black, I used that. Actually, I used the white and the black to do the different tones of the skin. I shaded the skin, and then these were for the eye colors. Also, I didn't use the orange. Actually, I was supposed to use the orange, but like I said, the reason I didn't use this in the back for Human Torch is because I didn't want to collide with or clash with the Thing, So over here, I also used, was this the one? No, this was the one. All right, so this was the light one that I used for his cape and Dr. Doom's cape and outfit. And then this, I added a little bit of black because it's light green, but I used a little bit of black to make it a little darker so we could do the shading. And of course, he did that for his eyes, and that's pretty much it. For the middle. Oh, I forgot the middle. Sorry, dude. Dudettes. Wicked aluminum. This is what I used for to do the metal, and then I lightened this up with the white. Now, what you can do instead of buying the aluminum, the only reason I bought aluminum is because I was going to do silver. I'm still going to do Silver Surfer and Galactus, and I got to get the Tims. The Tims are about $250. So I am going to do a Galactus and Silver Surfer on Timberland boots. So that's going to be the next project that I want to do. But you can use black and you can use white to make the gray. You don't have to get the aluminum. But like I said, with the aluminum, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like little fibers in there that glistens. So this is what I was going to use for the for Silver Surfer. So, and this was the dish I was telling you about that I used as a circle. This was the mixing dish. Of course, I don't use this for like cooking anymore, but we have a ton of these. So, All right. And let me see. What else was I going to do? Let me see. Oh, and by the way, the reason I take my airbrush apart is I figured out I have more handle. This adds a little bit more weight to it. And I see a lot of airbrush artists that like to airbrush with two hands. I personally don't like airbrushing with two hands, so I take it off for the weight. You know, it still weighs. You got to give yourself a little break. I also take this off too. This is the tip for the needle. So it's surprising that the air doesn't escape and you can still use it. And the reason I do that is because I'm able to get really close without it spidering out without doing that. So it's pretty cool. So, all right. So we're going to go back over and we're going to look at the thing one more time and we're going to call it a day. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know, you know, either a like or dislike. At least let me know heads up what you think about, you know. I thought it came out pretty good. And that's just my opinion. But everybody has theirs. Oh. Thank you. Like, subscribe, all that other good jazz. Thank you.